Trump's new 50% tariffs on steel and aluminum go into effect.
Sri Lanka seeks to learn from Vietnam's economic development experience.
Nagi farmer invents rice dryer.
Hello everyone, you are watching today's news on NTV channel. My name is Đăng. Let's get started. President Donald Trump is increasing tariffs on most imported steel and aluminum to 50% starting Wednesday. The UK is one of the countries that will not be affected.
According to the White House, the U.S. will double tariffs on steel and aluminum to 50%, targeting countries that continue to sell excess cheap steel and aluminum to the U.S., undermining the competitiveness of U.S. industries. The tax increase will provide more support to these industries and reduce or eliminate the national security threat posed by their imports of steel, aluminum and ecological products. However, the import tax from the UK will remain at 25%. While the two sides continue to negotiate tariffs and restrictions under the provisions of the previously signed trade agreement.
South Korea's new Liberal President Lee MyungNam officially began his 5-year term on the morning of June 4th, after the National Election Commission confirmed his victory in the early presidential election held the day before.
Lee MyungNam officially assumed the presidency at 6:21 a.m. local time. The inauguration ceremony took place at 11 a.m. at the National Assembly. Lee MyungNam will assume the duties of the president, including the role of Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, from acting President Lee Joo-ho. According to the final vote count, Lee MyungNam, the candidate of the Democratic Party, DP, won with 49.42% of the votes, defeating his opponent Kim Moon-soo of the Conservative People's Power Party, PPP.
A delegation from Communist Party of Vietnam, led by Nguyễn Thị Minh Khai, a Politburo member, Secretary of the Party Central Committee, and head of the Central Propaganda and Education Commission, recently visited Sri Lanka for a working visit.
At the meeting with Sri Lankan Prime Minister Harini Amarasuriya, Nguyễn Thị Minh Khai congratulated Sri Lanka on its achievements in economic stability and affirmed the good traditional friendship between the two countries. Vietnam wishes to further deepen the cooperative relationship based on political trust and many similar values. Nghe suggested that the two sides increase the exchange of high-level delegations, promote economic cooperation, investment, trade, tourism, culture, and defense. For her part, Prime Minister Amarasuriya expressed her admiration for Vietnam's economic development. She said that Sri Lanka wants to learn from its experience in attracting FDI and is ready to create favorable conditions for Vietnamese businesses to invest directly or form joint ventures in Sri Lanka. The two sides also agreed to soon open direct flights to promote tourism and people-to-people exchange.
Coming up next are some updated news.
In the context of the Vietnamese auto industry increasingly integrating deeply into the global supply chain, localization is no longer a discussion target but has become a mandatory strategy. Although the government has set a target of increasing the localization rate to 45 to 55% by 2025 to 2030, the current rate for personal vehicles is only 7 to 10%. In contrast, VinFast is leading the way with 60% for electric vehicles and aims for 84% by 2026. According to the Ministry of Industry and Trade in Bama, importing components increases costs by 15 to 25% due to taxes and logistics, while domestic production helps save up to 30% and reduces dependence on foreign currency. Localization is not just a number, but the foundation for reducing costs, proactively sourcing supplies and improving user experience.
In the first 5 months of 2025, more than 61,000 Vietnamese workers went abroad to work, equivalent to more than 400 people every day. The main labor export markets are still Japan, Taiwan and South Korea. Japan alone received nearly 30,000 workers, accounting for nearly half of the total. In May, nearly 14,000 people went abroad to work. showing that the demand for foreign labor continues to remain high. The Ministry of Home Affairs' goal this year is to send 130,000 workers abroad under contracts. In addition to maintaining traditional markets, Vietnam is also expanding to Europe with better income and conditions.
The Standing Committee of Nagi and Provincial Party Committee approved the project to adjust the general planning of Hangmai town until 2045, aiming to turn Hangmai into a central urban area of the northern Nagian region. The planning adjustment covers the entire area of more than 17,000 hectares of Hangmai town, divided into three main development areas: urban, marine tourism, logistics industry and eco-tourism. The urban structure is designed according to a network model with 5 vertical axes, 3 horizontal axes and 2 belt routes, connecting intra-regional and inter-regional traffic infrastructure. Notably, Dong Hoi Seaport will be upgraded, and Queen Loc Port area will be added to expand logistics capacity. Hangmai also aims to meet 63/63 criteria for a Type 3 urban area, becoming the northern gateway of Nagi province, a new development center of the North Central Economic Region.
Without formal training, a workshop or support team, a farmer in Kim Linh Commune, Nam Dan District, Nghệ An Province, has amazed many by inventing a rice dryer. These innovations offer a new way to apply simple technology to local agricultural production.
At the age of 60, Tran Hoai Nam still diligently tends to his farm work daily, getting his hands and feet muddy like any other rural resident. However, to many in Kim Linh Commune, he's not just an ordinary farmer, he's an inventor. SWHO knows how to turn ideas into useful products for the community. Having served as a technical soldier in the army and later working as a car mechanic in the city, Mr. Nam returned to his homeland, dedicating himself to the fields. Yet, it was precisely these rich experiences that provided him with the technical foundation to embark on a challenging journey, making his own rice dryer.
After more than 3 years of calculating to make the machine, the actual design and construction of the machine took 8 months, with few advantages and many difficulties because I worked alone and had difficulty with capital.
Without detailed drawings and no workshop, Nam successfully built the rice dryer himself. For a whole year, he bent, welded, assembled, tested, and then disassembled and adjusted. By the end of May 2025, his first rice dryer was officially operating smoothly.
The minimum time to dry a batch of rice to meet the standard takes about 10 hours.
The machine began operating just as Nagi experienced a prolonged rainy spell, making it impossible to sun-dry rice, leading to dampness and mold. According to Nam, the dryer's mechanism heats the essential oils in the rice bran, allowing them to penetrate the rice grains. This results in cooked rice that is more fragrant, delicious, and pliable. His dryer became a savior, helping local farmers preserve their rice promptly, reduce losses, and significantly lighten their workload.
Unstable wind conditions, sometimes drying rice 5 to 6 times without finishing. Labor is greatly reduced. The quality of rice is better.
Amidst erratic weather and the constant worry of good harvest, low prices, high prices, poor harvest, Mr. Nam's invention is proof that farmers can absolutely master technology. His initial success, coupled with the support and trust of the community, further motivates him to continue perfecting his farmer-made machine, a small invention with significant meaning in modern rural agriculture.
This is the end of the show today. Thank you for watching.